My name is Patrick, and this is the Unipiper. He is a local Portland celebrity, and so he's kind of honestly, he's just a cool dude who rides around town on a unicycle, often in a Darth Vader costume with flaming bagpipes. And so he runs a nonprofit where he helps those who want to do like performing arts and things like that, and find venues and spaces to do them in, which is pretty cool. Sure. And so I wanted to make something very like iconic Portland for the convention. This is my home convention now, so it's something I want to keep representing and keep showcasing, and just do something that maybe is a little different with the Bionicle building system than just the usual dudes. And so I thought the unicycle was fun, and I was like 2 days before the convention, I was like, I need to build something for Cascade. And my girlfriend Madison was just like, what about the Unipiper? And I was like, that's a great idea. And so I did it very quickly.
Have you met him before?
I've met him like once or twice at a couple like pop culture conventions. Mm-hmm. And so I haven't talked to him really ever besides just like, oh, it's cool. But I tagged him on Instagram in the picture, and he reposted it on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook immediately.
So he must have liked it then.
Yeah. And he like shouted out Bricks Cascade, and it was really cool. So apparently it brought more Facebook engagement to Bricks Cascade's page than most of our paid advertisements did.
So. There you go. You must be doing something right. So if we dive into the technical aspects of the build a little bit, talk about kind of some of the pieces you used in there, and as you were trying to capture, obviously you've got the Darth Vader shape and the unicycle and all of that going on.
Yeah, so I mean, I knew the great part was I was like, oh, this will finally give me a chance to use one of those two Darth Vader helmets from the buildable figures. I actually went back and forth between the two of them, because there's one that's just a solid head, and then the newer one that takes like Anakin's heads underneath it. And I chose that one because it's a little bit more bobbly-headed, so it looks more like he's a guy wearing a mask. And then I think the thing for me that was the most interesting was the bagpipes. And so it's another buildable figure cape wrapped around just a bunch of bricks and then held together with rubber bands. But I learned a lot about bagpipes. They are weird-shaped instruments.
Don't lend themselves to Lego very easily.
They do not. But I mean, I try to get the cord to look like the actual like flaming pieces, and it came out really nice. And he balances better than my other bike does at the moment. And so people were like, "Oh, is there a hidden stand behind it?" And I was like, "Yes, there is. That wheel would not stand up."
It doesn't look like that would just be standing there.
But yeah, I mean, there's enough Darth Vader pieces that I could like replicate it like kind of a T-shirt. And the hardest part for me was trying to be like, oh, I wanted to showcase that this is a man wearing high socks and shoes and not any actual pants underneath the kilt. And so trying to be like, yes, this is kind of skin tone, but also in parts that don't really lend themselves to skin tone very well.
Right.
But I was like, I think it came across okay.
And since this is obviously kind of like an icon of Portland, have you had people at the show recognize it as it walk by?
A bunch of people would be like, oh, Darth Vader bagpipes. Oh, no, that's the guy. That's the guy. And so, I mean, and I've had a couple people who were like, oh, I saw this on the news. And so that's been pretty cool, since it kind of has got jumped viral in a weird way around town. And so I was on 2 different news stations about it, and it's been interesting.
And that's great, because like you said, not only can you talk about the build, but then you can also help promote the show and let people know what's going on as well.
Yeah, it's been super cool. I mean, I got to go on one of the local affiliates and talk about like not only the Unipiper build and Bricks Cascade, but they asked me about the Lego house. And so I got to talk about all sorts of fun stuff. And it was like 3.5 minutes.
You can fit a lot in there.
Yeah, you can fit a lot more in 3.5 minutes, I think people realize. I mean, you guys would not. You guys would understand that very deeply, yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you chose to build something so iconic to Portland here, and certainly the model turned out very nice. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.